Hey everybody, Ryan Whedon here at the Hairpreneur Show. Got a very cool series in store for you. I'm calling it Simplifying Success. This series is going to be happening for the next several podcasts. What the goal of this is to start helping you automate your success, push button success. We want to put it on autopilot. You know, if you're flying in a plane, and I mean, I've never really flown a plane, but if I was going to fly a plane, I would probably rely a whole lot on that autopilot button. I'd press it and hopefully it would take me to where I needed to go. That's what we want to do with our success. So going forward into the next several podcasts, get ready, grab a notebook because we are going to be diving into it. Let's cue the intro. Welcome to the Hairpreneur Show, where hairdressers get the tools they need to make more money, enjoy more freedom, and live a more purpose-driven life. Join me, Ryan Whedon, as I coach you with new ideas, winning habits, and proven strategies designed to unlock your personal greatness. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Let's go. So what exactly does it mean to put your success on autopilot? Well, to me, what it means is that we're going to have good days. We're going to have bad days. We're going to have days that are somewhere in the middle. But depending on what our goals are for our future, we need to make sure that whether we're feeling good, whether we're feeling bad, we're still getting done what we need to get done. And the only way that can be possible is if we have some kind of a system. And this system, we need it to be so automatic, like brushing our teeth. And if you don't brush your teeth a lot, then maybe your system is not brushing your teeth. But it's about a system. It's about something that we're building habits for success. And in order to do that, we need to think about it in a structure. Now, what I call this is the 6 building blocks of success. Last year, I created a program. It's an online course called the Growth Accelerator, where I talk about the 6 building blocks of success. And in fact, I created this course. It's a 6-week business and branding boot camp that dives into what we're going to be talking about here on even a much greater level. So if you like these podcasts, this series that you're going to be listening to shortly, then you definitely got to check out the Growth Accelerator, where it's going to dive in deeper. You've got homework, you've got some interactive exercises, etc. More information on that can be found at ryanwhedon.com. My new website is up. There's some freebies on there as well if you want to go and download some great marketing books and things like that, how to identify your ideal customer. Also, I've got a free digital copy of my book, How to Make 6 Figures as an Independent Stylist, all free. Go to ryanwhedon.com and check it out. Now, when we're talking about simplifying success and putting it on autopilot, I want to help you become a business and branding marketing machine, because the more of a machine you are, you're going to go. And we want to have so much momentum going forward that no matter what comes at us in life, we're still able to charge forward even on our worst days. That is when you're going to start to see success come at you exponentially, because it's going to get easier and easier the more your system is honed in. When I designed the 6 building blocks of success, I imagine it like a pyramid where, you've got the top of the pyramid at the top, reaching toward the sky. The bottom is the foundation. So level 1 is going to be the foundation. Of course, for any strong structure, for any strong pyramid, you have to make sure that that foundation is really strong, really sturdy, and lined up to help you move up and add more bricks to create this finished pyramid. From the bottom up, I'm going to quickly go over what the 6 building blocks of success are. From the bottom, we've got vision. The second level is branding. Third level is business. Fourth is social. Fifth is marketing. And the 6th final building block is the guest experience. You might think, well, what if I already am working and I already have an established business and brand? Do I have to start over? Do I have to have everything lined up before I actually get to the guest experience? It's a good question. The answer to that is no. The reason I say that is because if you already have an existing business, of course, we don't want to just focus on the building blocks and not worry about how our guests are doing in the guest experience. We want to make sure that we are still adhering to what we believe in our business is working and keep it growing. But we also want to go back and get more clarity on what we're doing. The more clear we are with our vision, the more clear we are with our branding, our business, our social, it makes our marketing that much easier. And it also starts to make our guest experience just the icing on the cake, because once our message to our customers is clear, everything else just starts to fall in place. And then we start to create a business that people know and love and they trust. And the more they trust what you do, the guest experience is only going to keep those clients coming to you longer and longer and longer. And of course, the more money you're going to make. And we all want to make money, right? Money is huge. It's not, of course, the reason for living. We need purpose. We need passion. And with that, if we're able to make money doing it, then we're going to have a much more rich future. We're going to be able to live a life more on our terms and not have to worry about living paycheck to paycheck, which I've been there. It's terrible if you're living paycheck to paycheck now. I get it. I want to help you get past that. So let's start talking about vision, the first building block, the bottom of the pyramid, that big foundational block, vision. This is all about getting clear on what you want and why you want it. You need to know this before you even start to figure out how to get to where you want to go. It's like creating a map, because if you don't know where you're trying to go, then how are you going to figure out how to get there? It's like jumping on a plane without any destination. If you don't have a destination, if you don't have any idea of where you want to go, you're just going to be flying around, circling around. And if you land somewhere, you might not even know if you're where you need to be. This is what vision is all about. We need to start getting really clear on what we want. What does our future look like? And I will go into this next in our podcast, the next one after this. We're going to really start to dive into vision more clearly. But for now, just think about vision. Start to imagine what your life looks like in 5 years, in 10 years. And I'm not talking about breaking it down to the nittiest, grittiest little detail, but how does it feel to be successful in 5 years? How does it feel to be successful in 10 years? Can you imagine living in the city of your dreams, in the house of your dreams, driving the car of your dreams, waking up to the spouse that you've always wanted to be with, or partner, or kids? Do you want kids? If so, can you imagine your life with these just incredible kids that bring you joy every single day? Do you wake up in the mountains? Do you wake up by the beach? Do you surf in the mornings? Like, what does your life look like? What does it feel like? And the more we can start to use our daydreaming for that, then we're going to paint a picture and we're going to start to visualize ourselves there. It is good to get it on paper though. And one exercise I do recommend doing is creating the perfect day. So grab a journal and scribble down, like, what does the perfect day look for you in the future? And again, don't get too crazy with this. I mean, you can write a whole 10-page thesis on this, but you don't need to get that crazy over this. Just start to imagine what it looks like. Where do you wake up? Is it in the mountains? Is it at the beach? What do? Do you go to work? Are you just retired? What does your life look like and who do you spend it with? And then you can start to see where you want to go. And it's not going to necessarily come to you in one sitting. This is going to come to you over time, but you need to start thinking about it now. And then as time goes on and you get more and more clear on your message and your branding, it's going to start to really resonate with you and become clearer and clearer. And the more clear your destination of what you want in life, the more easily you're going to be able to figure out how to get there. So once you start to establish what you want, also at the same time, we need to start thinking about why we want it. Why do we want to make $10 million? Or why do we want to be financially free? Why do we want to have 5 kids? Why do we want to live in the mountains? Why? What is driving us to do this? Why do you exist to serve? What is it for you that really wakes you up in the morning and gets you excited to go do hair or create a business or develop your brand? What is it? And one exercise that I actually put on my blog on ryanweeden.com, I recommend go checking it out. It's called the 7 levels of why. That exercise, the 7 levels of why, will start to help you uncover why you want to be successful. And once you start to tap into your why, and once you start to get more clarity of your vision on what you want in life, oh my gosh, the doors will open for you, opportunity will abound, and you're going to be amazed at how quickly you can start to make your dreams come true. As we move into branding, the second level, one thing we need to understand is that we are all a brand right now. Long gone are the days where you think like, well, I work for a company, I work for a brand, I'm just a stylist in that brand. Not anymore. Even if you are working commission for somebody else at their salon, you are a brand now. You need to start representing yourself as a brand. You don't have to be Nike. You don't have to be Lululemon, but you are a brand. You need your own brand colors, you need your own Instagram account that looks like a brand. When somebody goes to your page, they need to decide from scrolling down your feed, is this somebody I want to spend my time with? Is this someone that I trust that takes care with their own brand that I feel like will be able to help me achieve my hair goals or my business goals or whatever business that you're in. Of course, we were talking about hair, but one thing that is really cool in the Hairpreneur Society is that we are all doing different things. We're all trying different things. And especially in the year of 2020, we might be pivoting in different directions. And that may or may not include hair, especially if we're going into coaching. You might not just be coaching hairstylists anymore. You might think you just want to coach people more like yourself or people that you know that you can help. That might not even be in the hair business. But that is why branding is so important. Once we get into the business aspect, this is the nuts and bolts level. So after the branding level, after we start to establish our overall feel, our look, and the way we want our customers to really absorb the message that we're putting out there, we have to get into the nuts and bolts. We have to think, how do I run this like a business? Even if it's just yourself, how do you start to act like a business? And I talk about this in my book, How to Make Six Figures as an Independent Stylist. Again, free download on ryanweeden.com. You can go check it out. There's a whole chapter on that. We're going to talk about that too in future podcasts. Social is how do we interact on social media and IRL. And that means in real life. I'm just trying to be hip, right? In real life, you walk to somebody on the street and you might be socially distanced for a while, but how do we come across socially, whether it is online or in real life? We're going to talk about that coming up soon. Marketing. It's impossible to figure out how we're going to market to our perfect customer because we're not going to know who our perfect customer is unless we're clear on our vision, unless we know what we want and why we want it. And our branding, if we don't have any set standards of branding, we're not going to be able to market our branding because it's just going to look scattered and confused. And that's not the message we want to put out there. So I'm going to give you some marketing techniques and tips as we move forward into this series of Simplifying Success podcasting. Once we pass marketing, we get to that final level, the top of the echelon, the guest experience. This is the icing on the cake. This is how you treat your guests from the first phone call when they reach out to you or the marketing message that they get, to the emails that you send, to the actual experience in your salon or in your place of business, to when they leave and to after they haven't been back in a while. Do you communicate with them? The guest experience, how do they feel? How do you interact? How do you make them feel like the most important person in the world so that even if you happen to screw up on their hair, they're going to still come back because they love you so much. And the guest experience is there. They love your message. They love what you stand for. And once all of the 6 building blocks of success are all lined up in synergy, you are going to be amazed at how quickly your success skyrockets and the momentum that you create, you're going to be an unstoppable force. And that is how we put our success on autopilot. For now, I want you to go and check out ryanweeden.com. Check out the blog. Click on the blog tab in the upper right-hand corner or that little 3-bar area if you're on your phone. And you're going to start to see that first exercise, the 7 levels of why, and start to determine why you tick, what your purpose in life is. And that exercise is going to help you to do that. That'll be the perfect exercise to do before the next podcast comes out, where we start to dive even further into vision. I want to help you uncover your greatness, tap into your full potential. And the only way you can do that is by starting to really figure out why you tick, what makes you move forward. Why do you want to be successful? Where do you want to go? What do you want? And then we can start to figure out how to get there. And the how to get there starts to come in that marketing segment of the building block. But we need to figure out a lot of things before we figure out how to get there. Doesn't mean we can't start trying now, especially if you already have an existing business. But I guarantee you, the more clarity you get with your vision to start, you're going to be amazed at how quickly everything else just starts to fall in place. Again, more resources and show notes for this episode can be found on ryanweeden.com in the blog area. Thank you guys so much for listening this week. I hope you are excited for our Simplifying Success series and going over the 6 building blocks in a lot more detail. We've got so many great plans for this podcast. We've got interviews with some incredible guests coming up that are going to teach you how to be more successful in your hair business as an entrepreneur. And it's going to just blow your mind when you start to hear these different experts talk about how they got to where they are and how it's going to help you to get where you want to go. Thanks for listening, guys. Till next week.